This is Derek Chamblee, broadcasting from Chamblee, Atlanta, the next great American city, Battleground Zero, the epicenter of the 2017 civil defense of the United States of America. Also the 5th Congressional District of our Congressman John Lewis, who our current president says is all talk and no action. This is Derek Chamblee, CyberCitizen Network, all talk, Trump executive action. Also, Chamblee, Atlanta is the site of the 6th Congressional District. The newly elected congressperson, former Secretary of State of Georgia, Karen Handel, on Tuesday won the 6th Congressional District of Georgia. At any rate, we're following breaking news today. Article released by the Washington Post today. At any rate, this is Psy Newsreel, Psy World War Alpha, and we'll get to the story. Actually was picked up by Rolling Stone, so we're going to be actually reading from a Rolling Stone article just released today on the Washington Post story. And the headline is, bad word, latest Russian hacking bombshell, damning revelations about GOP, Trump. Well, okay, headline there. And the interesting thing here is this thing is beginning to turn on the GOP, on the Republican Party, and the leadership in the Republican Party, and many in the leadership in the Republican Party, all the way down to the Republicans that were in charge of the election bureaus, which was in essence, as Secretary of State of Georgia, that in essence was Karen Handel's position for many years here, statewide over the election bureaus. Now, this is a very interesting article. The sub under the headline, it appears Obama administration could have done a lot more to alert the public to Moscow's actions in election interference. And we want to back up again to this thing turning on the Republican leadership. We're still following up the origin of the leaks, the hackers, and tracing that back to the Jeb Bush Spy network, aligned with current Florida Senator Marco Rubio, current Governor of Wisconsin Scott Walker, current Speaker of the House Paul Ryan, all Republicans, and current Governor of Florida Rick Scott, that they found a capability through the cyber world, which goes back to when Jeb Bush was the governor of Florida and his brother was the president of the United States, George W. Bush, that they found a way through Homeland Security and the portals and the encryptions and whatnot. Some of those things were just leaked. CIA encryptions and whatnot were just leaked. At any rate, that they found a way through the portals in the cyber world to flip votes in the Diebold election voting machines, and that in the 2016 presidential election, through the group of anti-Trump Republicans that were in the beginning never Clinton, that became never Trump, that made a deal with Donald Trump, just before the convention, so that he could get the nomination, he made a great deal with them. Just prior to the convention, in July of 2016, the Republican convention, he made a great deal. He gets the nomination, they get everything that they want out of the government, and they win the election because they told him at that time, including they told Vice Presidential candidate Mike Pence. They told him that the election's rigged, they have a way to flip votes, and they proceeded with the help of the governor, Rick Scott of Florida, and the governor of Wisconsin, Scott Walker, and the Speaker of the House had knowledge as well from Wisconsin, Paul Ryan, and Marco Rubio, so that he could, at the last minute, decide that he's going to run for re-election for the U.S. Senate seat after he turned down the vice presidential offer of candidate Donald Trump. Marco Rubio was also part of this. Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Paul Ryan, Scott Walker, Rick Scott of Florida, and they flipped votes in Florida and Wisconsin that gave the electoral votes in those two states in the Electoral College to Donald Trump. Now, continuing with this Rolling Stone article, we're going to take it from the top now. It's written by Bob Dreyfus. It wasn't just Donald Trump who dismissed and rejected charges that Russian spies hacked the election last year. Now we know that pretty much the entire Republican Party team did so too. From the Republican congressional leadership down to GOP secretaries of state in the states whose local electoral systems were under attack. They blithely served as V. Putin's defense team, even as President Obama's national security aides were uncovering a vast Russian conspiracy to undermine America's electoral process. We're going to stop right there because we know that it's possible to hack the voting machines and flip votes with the Diebold voting machines. We know that because Roger Stone revealed that when he first said the election was going to be rigged. We're going to back up again, too, to the Sunday news show where the candidate for Vice President Mike Pence was sitting next to candidate Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was saying the election was rigged, but if it's rigged in his favor, he'll take it. And Vice President Mike Pence sat right there and said, no, he's sure it's not rigged. Oh, really? And we know that through the cyber world, that the cybersecurity platform that Jeb Bush laid out in September, October, and November of 2015, when he's running for the Republican nomination, we know that it's possible to leave the fingerprint and misdirect the fingerprint and leave the fingerprint that it came from a hacker of Russia, when really the leaks and hacks and the origin of them is coming from a domestic dirty tricks campaign. We also know from an article that BBC ran that a Jeb Bush PAC committee paid for the British spy dirty dossier on Donald Trump, which was used extensively by former FBI Director Comey. So continuing with the article, we're just going to skip down. It's a lengthy article here on now they call it the piece by the Washington Post. That's just one conclusion from a blockbuster investigative piece published Friday, that's today, by the Washington Post, telling the inside story of the Obama administration's effort to grapple with the evolving Russian hack and leak effort in 2016. Okay, goes on in the article to say, to read, it's a sordid tale. Oh my, it's a sordid tale here. And later in the article, we learn that in August, when the Obama administration quietly approached Capitol Hill to seek bipartisan support from congressional leaders about the growing evidence of Russian involvement, CIA Director John Brennan couldn't even get top Republicans to meet with him because they knew what the origin was all along. They knew all the way down to the Republicans that were running the election bureaus. They knew the origin was coming from their party to rig the election, flip votes, and do other dirty tricks with voter databases and whatnot. Okay, so we're going to continue here. CIA Director John Brennan couldn't even get top Republicans to meet with him. We learned that when a caravan of top U.S. national security officials finally sat down with members of Congress, the GOP, led by Senator Mitch McConnell, a Republican from Kentucky, flatly refused to cooperate. We learned that when Jay Johnson, the Secretary of Homeland Security, contacted people in charge of elections in various states whose election data had possibly been compromised, the Republicans in those states blew him off. This is Derek Chamblee. Beautiful day today after several rainy days in Chamblee, Atlanta. Beautiful day today. Beautiful sky. Winding up on 6:30 in the evening. Friday, June 23rd, 2017. Trump path. Leaks. Origin leaks. Hackers. Anti-Trump Republicans. Never Clinton. Never Trump. Never Clinton. Again, thank you very much.